There's a myth going round town that when you get older you just sit down and start rocking, just rocking. In a way that's true, if you know what I mean. Just take a look at the senior scene. Well, it's rockin'.
My name is Paula Miller. I'm a cardiologist. I've been doing this now for women's heart disease for a very long time. And I hope to leave with my legacy this Women's Heart Symposium. We have a great agenda. We have a great kickoff speaker. And I think everybody knows Sylvia Hatchell. She got her 1,000th win this year. She has been inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame, and also the at home, right? Yeah. So, without further ado, I'll turn it over to Sylvia.
Success is about a mentality that you choose to have. 2013 was a great year for me. Wow. First of all, I got my 900th win, all right? Second of all, we signed the #1 recruiting class in the country. And then third of all, I was inducted into the Naismith Hall of Fame. It doesn't get any better. I had a dream. I woke up that morning, I looked at my husband, and I said, I had the weirdest dream last night. He said, what? I said, I dreamed I was sitting in the stands watching my team play. And I said, why would I be sitting in the stands watching my team play? It just didn't make any sense. You learn real quick what's important. I was supposed to be having practice in here in Carmichael at 4 o'clock with my team, but at 4 o'clock they brought my team over to the conference room at the cancer center, and I had to go down there with a mask on. I couldn't touch them, get close to them because my immune system was so low, and I had to tell my team that I had leukemia and that I was going to miss a lot of the season, and that I needed them to be there for me. And we do this thing called hold the rope, when you hold the rope for each other, and I have a picture of I'm standing off to the side with my mask on, and my team, they're all there, and they have a big rope, and every girl, every player has their hands on that rope, and they made a commitment to hold the rope for me during my treatments and during that season. When the doctors first came in and started talking to me and all, I said, look, first of all, you got to realize, I'm not your typical patient. Every day I exercise. I go out and walk around the hall. 17 times around was a mile. When my hair started falling out, I couldn't control that I was going to lose my hair, but I could control how I was going to handle it. So I decided I was going to have a party, and that's what we did. My hairdresser came over, and we started shaving off my hair that was left, and then I had a mohawk. And then they painted on the back of my head, "Go Heels." There were so many days over there, that strong was all I had. There were times I went to sleep at night where I was like, I just hope I wake up in the morning. I would get out of the bed and I would work out. And I'm going to tell you that now, there was not one time, not once did I not work out that I didn't feel better. Being back here coaching at the University of North Carolina and back with my team, oh gosh, I miss those kids so much. You don't realize how much you love them and care about them until they're not a part of your life anymore, But, I felt like a kid on the first day of school. I see things so differently now. I really see what matters. I want to win. Oh gosh, I'm so competitive. I want to win games for the University of North Carolina. But the most important thing I want to do is have a tremendous positive influence on my players. This is my 40th year of coaching. And in lots of ways, I feel like it's my first.
Good morning, everybody. I guess I'm on. Hey, I don't have to use my gym voice. So, but anyway, it's great to see you guys this morning. I'm so glad you're here. This must be like church. Ain't nobody down here but the deacons. Is that right? But that's okay. Thank you. I'll use that in a few minutes. But I'm so glad you're here this morning. It's a great day to be a Tar Heel. And I know not all of y'all are not Tar Heels, but you know what? If you're not, that's your problem. All right? But anyway, it's great to be here. And this is so exciting because, I came last year. I came right before practice last year, and I got practice at 9:30, about a mile from here at Carmichael. So, because we play Louisville tomorrow afternoon and everything. But I came and actually, I saw the program and I spoke and everything, and I actually cut my practice a little bit short, and I came back because the program was so good. And I was so glad I did, because you got some great speakers. Right here they are. All right? The information they're going to give you is tremendous. All right? So I'm so glad that you're here. We're almost at capacity. We'll have probably some latecomers coming in, but I'm so glad that you're here. And you've made a really good decision to be here today. All right? So, because let me tell you, they don't make them no better than Paula Miller. All right? Now, I'm just telling you. She's helped me so much. Several years ago, we were having basketball camp, and we'd been to the beach, and my husband, he jogs and all that stuff, and he came in one, and he said, I just get so tired so quick. I said, well, maybe you better go get checked out. So we're in basketball camp, and he went by to try to make an appointment, and they said, we just had somebody cancel, can you do it right now? And he said, he called me up, and I was in the gym. I said, yep, stay down there, go on, I'll take care of things right here, in the gym, because we had probably about 700 kids on campus, and he called me a little bit later, and he said, I'm on my way to the hospital. I said, what's wrong? He said, I got some kind of blockage or something, and they're taking me over for a heart cath. And then I said, I'm thinking, you're healthy as a horse, And so anyway, he's in the hospital, put a stent in. Well, they do that right then. And the next day he gets out, he's back in the gym. Now he wasn't ripping and running, but he was in the gym. We had basketball camp. But Paula's the one that found that, and they put a stent in, and he's been, okay ever since then. And he went through the rehab program over here at Meadowmont, and everything. Some of y'all have probably done that. So, and everything. But I can't tell you the number of people that I run into, and that I'm friends with and stuff that Paula has helped. I was having dinner with some really famous people one night. The lady starts telling me some symptoms she had, so I pull out my phone and I text Paula. It's a Saturday night. Now, I text Paula, she texts me back within 5 minutes and said, tell her to be in my office Tuesday morning at 9 o'clock. And so the lady goes in there, and anyway, Paula takes care of her. She has stents put in and all this stuff. Time and time again. I can tell you that this is a woman that is one of you. And so we're the same age and everything. And so I know a lot of her background, because so you just don't always find that in professional people. I hate to say that, but she's professional, but she's also very, very down to earth, and she understands your world and my world and everything like that. Come on in. My commercials, I did just get my 1,000th win, and I did bring some of these. These are, this is a thing about the 1,000 win. I did bring a few of these. I got some here in the chair and everything. Also, we have tremendous camps. One of the best things you can do is give a young lady an opportunity to come to the University of North Carolina for a couple days and come to our basketball camps. If you have children, grandchildren, a young lady that needs a good positive experience, here's our camp information right here. I laid all this stuff out. You can take that and share that stuff, because it's about getting out there and getting the job done in so many different areas and all that stuff. So when you leave this afternoon, you say, what a great day. What a great way for me to spend my day. All right? So I'm glad all of you guys are here. Now, I do have some shirts up here. I'm going to give these shirts away. And this is like the Price is Right. Come on down, okay? Come on down. Now, let me show you first of all. In fact, I got one of these shirts on today. All right, because I'm all lavaliered up here and everything, with the microphone and all this stuff. I'm not going to take my jacket off and show it to you. But here's one that's pink. Tomorrow is our pink game against Louisville. And we are giving out pink shirts tomorrow for our game. But here's a shirt. It's got UNC, and on the back it says playing at Carolina is an honor, winning is a tradition. I'm going to lay these here, and then y'all can, when I call your names out, you can come on down and you get one All right, don't be greedy. It's all right. And here's another one. UNC women's basketball in the front, and on the back it says lead, follow, or get out of my way. All right, that one's good. I like that one. You can tell I'm a coach. I got everything is up. Okay, this is a good one. Y'all gonna like this one. Another Carolina women's basketball, and it said on the back, if it is to be, it's up to me. Okay? All right, yeah, don't depend on somebody else to do it. You go get it done yourself. Okay? Like this past week, in our conference room over here, there were white spots on the floor, and we had a reception in there. Come on in. A week or so early, we had a big reception in there, and there were still white spots on the floor where they dropped some things. You know, and I'd said something about it a couple of times. You know, so what I did, I told the secretary, I got to go. I'm going to work out right over here where I work out. I said, I'm going to stop at Harris Teeter's at 409. I'm going to get them spots up. You know, so I came back in the office. I was carrying my bottle of 409. I said, 409 ladies here. So I went upstairs and I got on my knees and I cleaned that up. You know? Somebody said, well, Coach, you shouldn't have, I mean, that's not your job. You shouldn't have to. I said, well, nobody else has done it. You know, so I'll do it. You know, trash needs to be emptied with the trash. You know, I don't say, well, somebody needs to do that. You know. So anyway, here you go. This one right here, another one. This is a small, but this is anyway. And on the back it says, "Be led by your dreams, not pushed by your problems." Okay, that's a good one right there. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good. Let's see. And here's another one. This is my favorite. Front on the back, on the Carolina, on the back it says, winners train, losers complain. Winners train, losers complain. Alright, there you go. So, alright, let's call some names out now. Alright, come on down as I call these names out. I had to put my glasses on to see these. Alright, okay, let me see here. And all these people are here, but they just signed up. Okay, alright, here we go. Let's see here. Let me go down through here and call. I'm going to start on the back. Alright, let's see here. I don't want the speakers. Alright, how about Amanda Steele?
Oh, that's
Come on down, Amanda. Alright. How about Angela Short? Let me get rolling here and talk to y'all a little bit about the reason why I'm here. Now, I don't know why you're here this morning. We all have our reasons and everything, but you know, we're all women. We're all mortal. Well, not all women, but got a few guys here. Okay, but you know, the thing is, you know, we're human beings and we age and everything like that. So, you know, let's talk about that because you know, your video showed you there that 2013. You know, I was on top of the world. I mean, really. I mean, we just signed the #1 recruiting class in the country, all right? You know, I just been inducted. There's the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. If for a basketball coach, it doesn't get any better than that. I mean, it just doesn't. I'm telling you. You know, there's only a few women that's ever been inducted. I think 13 total that's ever in the history of the whole thing. There's probably 6 or 7 alive, you know, that have been inducted in the Naismith Hall of Fame. I mean, it's just, that's the greatest honor a coach can get. And that was on September the 9th. And, you know, I was so excited because, you know, we had the greatest class coming in, and, you know, the Naismith, and just everything, just my world was couldn't have gotten any better. But anyway, so, but on September the 9th, when I was inducted in the Hall of Fame, 1 month later, same date, I was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia, the worst kind you can have. Bad stuff, man, bad stuff, okay? The way mine led up into this is I had my regular physical, you know, right before Labor Day, on Thursday, before Labor Day. I went to the beach that night, Friday morning, you know, I get a call and it said, you know, everything was okay, but my white blood count was low. I said, well, what's low? She said, 1.4. I said, what's it supposed to be? She said, over a 4. And she said, don't, you know, she said, we need to get you in here to see a hematologist. I said, I'm at the beach, it's Labor Day, you know. And she said, well, as soon as you get back, she said, but in the meantime, don't be shaking hands with anybody, don't eat any salad bars, don't eat any fruits or vegetables. I mean, I'm thinking, what is this, you know? I mean, you know, because I felt great and my world was just on the top of the mountain and everything, you know. So, anyway, so, you know, that weekend I'm like, you know, I mean, you know, because I felt pretty good. I mean, I felt good. and all that stuff. So, but anyway, I come back, I go see a hematologist and all this, and they checked me out, and, you know, thought it was just an autoimmune thing going on and all that. But anyway, that went on for a few weeks, and I went and had blood tests back and forth, and I went to infectious disease, and I went to internal medicine and all that stuff. Nobody could find anything wrong with me. Nobody could find anything wrong. But every one of them did a blood work, and it was, you know, everything was okay except my white blood count was really low. So anyway, I'm out recruiting and everything, you know, ripping and running and all this stuff. You know, I'd gone to the Naismith and done the ceremonies and all that. You know, we started practice 1st of October, and that first week of October, I started practice, and you know, I noticed I was tired, you know, but I'd been on the road recruiting a lot. That's pretty typical, you know. So, but you know, I got another blood test. It was 4 blood tests in about a 4-week period, and it was really low too. And I do a lot of work for the Cancer Center, a lot of work. I've always done that, you know. And so I thought, in fact, I'd done this huge thing at WREL with Deborah Morgan over there, and at lunchtime, and I came back on that Wednesday and got the results of the blood tests I'd done the day before, and you know, it's still really low. And I thought, I've had enough of this, you know, because I'm a woman of action now. And I picked up the phone, I called over, I said, I want a bone marrow biopsy. I did that, not a doctor, okay? I said, I want a bone marrow biopsy. He said, Coach, what's wrong? I said, my blood count's low, blah, blah, you know. So they said, they called me back a few minutes later and said, we can't get you in tomorrow, but we can get you in Friday morning. I said, okay, be there. So I went in Friday morning, had a bone marrow biopsy. I've had 15 of those, okay? All right, they're not fun, but anyway. So I went in on Friday morning, had the bone marrow biopsy. I had practice this afternoon. I was in Carmichael. I was ripping and running, you know, and I was supposed to do that after a bone marrow biopsy, but anyway. So I took it maybe a little easy. But that night, Friday night, my husband's over at East Carolina doing a coaching clinic. I'm at home. One of my girlfriends is with me. We got beach music playing. I'm pretending to clean out a closet, you know, and I do that a lot. But anyway, so about 8:20, my phone rings. You know, and I thought it was a sales call, my house phone, you know, most of the only reason, you know, so, but anyway, I get a phone call, so I pick up the phone, and, you know, they asked to speak to me, and I said, well, she's not here, you know, so I thought it was a sales call. I said, well, this is Pete Voorhees from UNC, and I thought, oh, Dr. Voorhees, this is Coach Hatchell, I thought you were a sales call. So he said to me, he said, Coach, he said, oh, your bone marrow biopsy's back. He said, you have acute myeloid leukemia. I was like, what? You know, and he says, you have to come in tomorrow. I said, tomorrow's Saturday. He said, Coach, this is serious. I said, it's serious. You know, he said, it's treatable and curable, but it is very serious. And so he starts telling me all this stuff on the phone. I said, look, we got to start a practice on this stuff. I said, do you not have a pill for this? You know, I can't take that one, you know? And so he said, Coach, this is serious. But anyway, so I had just a few hours to get my house in order. I had to get my staff together. My husband was over at East Carolina and stuff. Anyway, so, you know, I mean, man, it was unbelievable. So, but I had to check in at 2:30 Saturday afternoon, Cancer Center. So then the next day I had to take my team. We were supposed to have practice at 4 o'clock on Sunday. And they brought the kids over. I had to go down and tell them, you know, I had leukemia. I mean, it was just awful. Every day when I'd open my eyes, I'm like, it's a bad dream. Close your eyes and open them up again, you know. No, it was real. You know, I had acute myeloid leukemia. And so then, but the part is, it's not that things are going to happen, all right? I mean, that's just the work. Life's always changing. Things are going to happen. How you handle it, how you deal with it. So, you know, first of all, I got 3 things here. The mentality that you have. That's the most important thing about anything. All right? You know, I mean, in a few minutes, you know, I'm going to do a very untraditional thing with my team. We play Louisville tomorrow. All right? And I've got a very, very young team. You know, we've won some good games, and we've lost here lately. We've lost like 4 or 5 in a row because I only got 1 senior, 1 junior. I got 2 All-Americans out hurt this year, you know, and all this stuff. But it's such a mentality. You know, we're playing Louisville tomorrow, so I am actually going to show them it's about the mentality that you have, and it's about a racehorse. You know, I've been talking to them about, hey, you can't go and win a Kentucky Derby with donkeys. All right? I mean, really. You know, and so much of that's a donkey type attitude. I told him yesterday, I said, a donkey is a love. Look, you look at it, it's cute. It's a lovable type animal. You know, people think they're cute. You know, because they make these hee-haw sounds and all this stuff. I said, but does a donkey ever win a race? No, they don't. Okay. You know, so you got to have a thoroughbred mentality about everything you do. So I'm talking to the team yesterday and today. So today they think we're going to go on the court and really go hard for about an hour and a half or so out there. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to show them the video. We're going to go over the scouting report of our opponents tomorrow, and then I'm going to take them into another room and we're going to watch the movie Seabiscuit. Y'all ever seen that? Great, great movie. Great movie. Because I'm trying to, it's such a mental thing, you know, and because we're playing Louisville tomorrow, well, where's Kentucky Derby held? Louisville, you know, Churchill Downs, you know, all right, you know, so anyway, but it is such a mental thing. You saw it on the video. Whenever my my hair started falling out, you know, I thought, okay, I can't control it. My hair's going to fall out, you know. And this is how good that Lineberger is. You know, I was here at the Lineberger Cancer Center. Y'all, I'm telling you, they are incredible. They are so good. I could give you a whole seminar about how great they are. The people I've sent there and the treatments they've done on people, the research, just down the road here, the immunotherapy building at the corner of the interstate. I mean, you should go. The T-cell research they're doing is no other place in the world, you know. But they are so good over there at what they do. But anyway, Dr. Ned Sharpless, he is now head of the National Cancer Institute for the whole country. All right, but he was one of my doctors whenever I got diagnosed. He came in one day to see me. I said, Ned, I said, so when's my hair going to start falling out? He said, when they start treatments. I told him. He said, probably next Sunday afternoon about 3 o'clock. But anyway, you know what? Next Sunday afternoon, I did like that. You know, and a couple of days later, I was tired of the hair coming on my pillow and all that stuff, so we had the party Tuesday night and shaved my head. You know, I couldn't control, you know, that I had leukemia, but I could control how I was going to handle it. So again, with my hair coming out and everything, and then also in my bag over here, I got clickers. Probably one right here in this little bag. But I got clickers because I don't like being around negative people, and so I carry clickers around. I carry clickers around in my. I got some in here somewhere. But I carry clickers around because I don't like being around negative people, and I click them all the time. You know, I try my best not to be around people that, if somebody's talking negative, I just, no, I don't want to be around them. You know, because what goes into your mind comes out in your life, you know, and you think about that. And so, but anyway, because it's the mentality of everything that you do. Also, when I was over there, I was in the hospital a total of over 2 months. I was in there 5 times. The whole time I was over there, I never put on a hospital gown or pajamas like that. I always wore gym shorts, warm-up suits, T-shirts, stuff like that. I mean, no. I'm thinking, okay, I'm over here and I'm taking these treatments and stuff. But you know what? No, I'm not going to put on the gown and the house coat and all that hospital stuff, you know, and look like a sick patient. Okay? I'm not going to do that. All right? So, and also, only time I was in the bed was to sleep or take my naps. I got out of the bed. Even when I felt bad, I got out of the bed, you know. So you can't stay in the bed and get well. But the mentality of coaching helped me so much. And guys, the treatments, and I know y'all have been through different things too. A lot of you with heart situations and everything. And you know, but the treatments are brutal. They are just brutal. I mean, they are. When they hook you up, double port, and they're putting that treatments and stuff in your body. I mean, you know, you feel like the Mack trucks run over you. You feel like you got the flu 10 times, all that stuff. It ain't fun. Trust me, it ain't fun. I feel like I can handle anything now. I mean, I can handle anything, you know. So, but anyway, but it's the mentality that you have. And I'm so glad you're here. You're showing a great mentality because you're here today. Whether you had a heart situation, you're somebody in your family, you know, or you just want to learn. Because you're going to get a lot of good stuff about exercise, and especially about nutrition, a lifestyle, different things like that. And so that was sort of, that's the mentality thing that you got to have. You got to have the right thing in your head. Like I'm telling my players this morning, you know, the thoroughbred mentality is what I'm going to be preaching in an hour from now to my team. All right, because it makes such a difference. It makes such a difference. All right, the next thing is about exercise. One of the ladies is going to talk to you about exercise in a few minutes. Guys, I can't tell you how important that is. I can't tell you how important it is. First of all, I was in great shape when I got diagnosed. Okay, I work out right over here across the road at Metamont, Fitness Together. There's 3 or 4 fitness places over there. All right, you say, well, I ain't got the money to pay for that. Find the money or do something. But get exercise, exercise, exercise. You know, I was talking to Sammy, my husband, last night, who Paula saved his life. You know, I was talking to him a little bit, and he said, well, exercise saved me. He said, I was out jogging, I started feeling shortness of breath a little bit. He said, that's why I went in there, you know. So, and of course, he went through the program over there at UNC, and Paula's his doctor and everything, you know. So, but exercise is extremely important, especially as you get older, and you know, the walking and the cardio and all that stuff. But to me, strength training. Strength training is so important. The core, your body is so, so important. So, but as I was in the hospital and over there, and I worked out every day. Every day I had in my room free weights, I had bands. One of the guys, Claudio Battolini, Dr. Battolini, would come by, and he's exercise sports science. They're all shaking your head. Love Claudio. He's a great guy, and he sure is good looking too. But anyway, he's a Brazilian. He is. If you laugh in your head off, you know that. Hey, he knows why. His wife's a good friend of mine, so we're good. So anyway, but anyway, the exercise is extremely important. But here's the thing. As I'd walk every day, 16 times around at the cancer center is a mile. I'd walk every day. Even when I was hooked up to chemo, I'd take that stand and I'd push it. I'd push that stand, and here I'd go. Sometimes Claudia would be with me, he'd push the stand. All right? But I never stopped. All right? Never stopped. And so, but, you know, and as I go around and push that stand and go around, I'd look in the rooms lots of times. The curtains are pulled, the lights are off, the rooms are dark, people are in the bed. I'm thinking, how are they going to get well if they don't get out of the bed? Get out of the bed, start exercising, open up the curtains, turn the lights on. You know, so much as the environment you put yourself in. All right? And so, but, you know, and the day before I was over there a month the first time, and then I went back in 4 other times for treatments. But I got Ned Sharpless, who's now head of the National Cancer Institute, and Shelley Earp, and Tom Shea, who's head of the bone marrow transplant. I got all those guys in my room. I said, look, we got to have a place for these people to exercise. Y'all are so good at what you do. The medical stuff is fantastic. But these people, if they're going to get well, they got to get out of the bed and exercise. You know, I said, there's nowhere to exercise here. I walk the halls. I'm in my room doing free weight spin. We got to have a place. So let me tell you, I was on a mission to do that. But right now, this very minute, we have not one, but we have 2 workout rooms at the Library of Cancer. All right? We got 2 rooms where the patients work out. One's in the regular cancer ward, the 4th floor there, in the cancer center, and the other one's in the bone marrow unit. All right? So it is. So I don't know what but exercise, I can't tell you that enough. And you're going to hear that. One of the ladies is going to talk to you about exercise. But that is so, so very important. So make sure that you do that. And be committed to it, because I said that on the video. I mean, every time I worked out, all right, every time I always felt better. You know, and when you're going through treatments like that and you feel like crap all the time, just a little bit of feeling better is so big. It's so big. It's so important, all right? Now, in the support system, the third thing is support system. You know, I was so blessed when all this happened. You know, I wanted my husband and my son to keep a normal life, okay? And my husband was coaching over at Shaw University. My son he was working at the time. He's now in MBA school at Virginia. But I wanted their lives to stay the same. So my girlfriends got together, and they would end up 17 of them, and they did a schedule. And for 7.5 months, because I was in treatments, 7.5 months, in the hospital and in the treatment, for 7.5 months, I did not spend 1 second by myself. One didn't leave until the other one got there. Because I was on a neutropenic diet, you know, my immune system was flat most of the time. I had to wear a mask, you know, we had to be careful about infection and all that stuff, you know. I mean, that was high maintenance, all right? And so, but that support system was incredible, you know, and the fraternity of, the fraternity of coaches. I mean, people around the world. I was hearing from I heard from everybody except President Obama. Okay? I'm serious. On my phone right now, I've got messages on here from Roy, Mike Krzyzewski, Robin Roberts, Stuart Scott. Before he passed away, he called me and stuff. He was ESPN, the announcer. Some of y'all, everybody's not always in the athletic world like I am. I can tell you who he is. So anyway, but anyway, I've got messages like you can't imagine. I kept some of them. I got one from Bev Perdue. She was just going out as our governor at the time. You know, she sent me a couple really good messages and said she'd come and sit with me. You know, I mean, really. You know, but anyway, the support that I had, fraternity of coaches and all, the messages and phone calls and everything. And but you know what, guys, cancer, it doesn't pick out who it wants to attack. All right. It goes after everybody. And I tell people this about Lineberger. Every time I was over there that month, and then the 4 other times after that, every time I was over there, there were prisoners on my hall. They say, how do you know there were prisoners? Well, there was a guard at the door, okay? And a guard inside and a guard at the door. There were prisoners on my hall, you know? And the thing about Lineberger, they treat everybody the same. Doesn't matter whether you're Coach Hatch or whether you're a prisoner. And that's the way it should be, okay? All right? You know, so, but I'm just giving you a little bit of my world that I went through. But also, as I was going through all this, and this is back to Paula, you know, the doctors were so good. Lineberger is so good. I tell you, when I speak, I do a lot of speaking out of season, especially. I'm doing this today, especially for you guys and for Paula. But you know, I always end this. I say, look, if you or a member of your family ever gets cancer, you don't know what to do. Call me, okay? And I said, I'm serious. Call me. And I probably had 25 people call me. And you know what? I go right to it. I say, okay, here, let's see what the situation. Sometimes they're in another cancer center somewhere, or sometimes they're in a regional hospital where they need to come to Lineberger. And we've probably got 8 or 10 of those in at Lineberger, all right? You know, and they've really helped quite a few of them. You know, sometimes they hadn't been able to, but most of the time, and they will try. Somebody get in touch with me, I will text Shelley who's head of the cancer center. I will text Shelley, and he will, within just probably an hour or 2, have something set up. Okay? I mean, that's how good they are. But also, you know, whenever I was at home, I was going through the treatments, I didn't know, you know, because when you have acute myeloid leukemia, guys, I couldn't find anybody that had survived. That's pretty bad. That lets you know how bad it is. I couldn't find anybody that had survived it, you know? And so, you know, I started looking and I'm thinking, man, God, you know, this is rough, man. This is rough stuff. And the treatments and all, because I thought, you know, I'm invincible. I can do anything and all that stuff, you know. So I started documenting everything. And I have a book, and they're in my car. I'll bring a few of them in. I wrote a book about my experience. It's called Fight, Fight, Discovering Your Inner Strengths When Blindsided by Life. I wrote it because I wanted other people that when something happens, it's not just about cancer, but when you go through anything that's hard, about how to fight it. That you got to have that attitude, that mentality. You know, you don't. And somebody says, well, something about winning or fighting or winning. I said, look, everybody doesn't always win, okay? But that doesn't mean you don't fight. All right, everybody doesn't always win, but that doesn't mean you don't fight. All right. But again, it's back to that mentality that you have. But I want to tell you this, you know, the doctors are so great and everything, but, you know, I was over there in between the treatments off and on for months. I'd have to go get blood and platelets every 48 hours. You know, I remember there was one Sunday night that my numbers got really low, and the weekends were rough because I'd have blood and platelets on Friday. I'd have to have them usually every 48 hours, but Saturday and Sunday was a little bit longer. And I remember one Sunday night, I wasn't sure I was going to survive through the night, to be honest with you. And I remember early that morning, I mean, as soon as I did open my eyes, I think, okay, I'm alive. You know, I got to get to the hospital, get me some blood and platelets, you know. And so, because I was so weak. And we got over there, and when I got up on that infusion lab on the 3rd floor, I get in there, I told them, and I was in tears, I said, I never thought I'd be so glad to see you guys. You know, and I got me some blood and platelets, and I was better. You know, but that's a lot of times I'd sit over there in that infusion lab for hours, you know, getting blood and platelets. And you know, you're in a little cubicle, and there's people sitting over there, there's a lot of people around you doing the same thing, and you talk to people, you know, and you get to know them and everything and all that. And there was, I could think of 3 times that I was over there and got to know these people and saw them many times, you know, and I'd come back in and get my treatment. So I asked about them. Well, Coach, they didn't make it. Yeah. Yeah, that's rough. That's rough right there. You know, but let's talk about you. Let's talk about you're here, you're a survivor, your age, where you are. But I also want to say one more thing about Paula, is because, you know, I was at my house. I was at my house, and I didn't know what the situation was and all that stuff, you know. And so, but she came to see me at my house, and she's the first person that actually looked at me and she said, "You're going to be okay." You know, she said, "I've gone and looked at your markers. I've looked at your numbers. I've looked at your markers. You know, you're going to be okay." You know, I mean, she didn't have to do that. You know, I mean, this is I'm a cancer patient. She's a heart person, but she said, "I went and looked at your numbers." You know, and I always tell my players all the time, look, you do what's required and you do a little bit more. You always do what's required and do a little bit more. I said, if you'll do that and get in that habit, you'll always be in the top 10%. You'll always be in the top 10% because other people ain't going to do that. All right? You know, so the mentality that you have, the exercise, and then the support system. Now, let me talk a little bit about a couple other things. Be the match is really important to me. I don't know if you guys are part of that. You know anybody, be the match. You know, I'm really big on that. Lots of people, I was trying to find a match. I ended up doing consolidation treatments, you know, because my numbers kept coming back. My markers and all my genetic stuff was really good. You know, so I went through the consolidation program, and there's so much they've done even since it's been 4.5 years, all right, since I was diagnosed, 4.5 years. You're not technically cured till 5 years. So the first week of October, I'm going to have a party like you can't imagine, okay? A cured party, okay? But the doctor says I'm cured now, you know. He said the chances of it coming back are maybe 2%, you know. So, and I feel really good, but it's taken a long time, guys. It takes a long time to get back, you know. But, you know, but I feel really, really good. I'm exercising like crazy. You know, as long as I get my rest, I'm really, really good. So, but be the match. I was trying to find a match. So a lot of people, and you know, I've never said, why did I get leukemia? I've said how, but not why, okay? You know, because I believe God's sovereign, there's a reason for everything, you know, and all, you know, so I just said, okay, you know, how did I get it? And I sort of in my mind have an idea, because, you know, there's really only 4 ways you can get it, you know. Smoking, I've never smoked a day in my life, you know. Genetics, my genetics are really, really good. Exposures to, well, let's see, I've said this many times, I'll be rattling off my head here. But exposures to high levels of radiation. In '86, I coached the Goodwill Games and World Championships for the United States. And I spent the whole summer in Russia right after Chernobyl. Okay? You know, and they say that environmental causes don't show up for like 25 years or so. You know, so I think because I was right there in the cloud coverage area for about 8 weeks that summer. I think, in my mind, I think that's probably, you know, but you don't know. You know, cancer just, you know, you don't know how you can get it. Anyway, so, but be the match is really, really big, and I don't know if you, like I said, you've ever done it, but you know, a lot of people, they were doing be the match all over the country. I was trying to find a match, all right? And so, but since then, I know of 4 situations where people did be the match for me. They would never have done it if I had not had leukemia. They did be the match for me, and they have been perfect matches for somebody else, and they've gone and gave their bone marrow and saved somebody's life. Okay? That happened because I had leukemia. My niece, who lives with me, okay, right now, I have an apartment above my garage. My niece lives there. A month ago, she went over to UNC, and she gave her bone marrow for a 14-year-old little boy and saved his life. My niece did that, okay? And that would not have happened if I had not had leukemia, you know? So I feel like if my suffering saved the lives of some other people, then it was worth it, okay? All right? Okay? So there you go. I talked about Lumber Cancer Center. The blueberry patch is really, really big to me. I'm going to go through here and show you this because I know my time's up and I don't want Paula on my case. All right? Okay? All right, so, okay, here we go. Let me show you this. All right, this is at the Hall of Fame. That's John Swafford. He hired me here, was athletic director. He hired me here, and he's now commissioner of the Atlantic Coast Conference. Okay? And he's a great man, one of the most powerful men in the country with NCAA. And, you know, I'm going to tell y'all this. You know, when I interviewed here, you know, I'm from Gastonia, North Carolina, and I was down at Little Francis Marion in Florence, South Carolina, coaching. I had great teams down there, and we won 2 national championships. I love North Carolina, and I wanted this job. And so when I came up and interviewed, they interviewed 5 people, guys. The other 4 are already Division I head coaches. And their attitude, here's back that attitude. They came in to interview and their attitudes were like, okay, I'm so-and-so and I'm coaching at Vanderbilt, and I'm coaching at so-and-so. What are you going to do to get me to leave my job and come here and coach your team? Okay? Well, I came in and I'm like, okay, you know, all right, here's what I'll do to give you a championship team. Yeah? And so I remember that day before I left, Dean Smith Center, sitting in his office, I looked at Mr. Swafford, and he was on one side of his desk and I was on the other, and I put my hand on his desk, and I looked at him and I said, Mr. Swafford, I said, I want the opportunity to coach at the University of North Carolina. I said, I don't care what you pay me. And I think that's why I got the job. I'm serious. I'm serious. Y'all laugh, but I'm serious. I teach my players every day to be assertive, aggressive females. Okay? All right? Now, I'm a team player. I'm all in, but I'm an assertive, aggressive female. All right? You know, but I did that. But I'm going to tell you also a letter of leadership for him, because you know, when I first came here, it wasn't fun. All right, we were bad. We lost for 4 years in a row. We were the last team in the league. You know, and I was trying to turn the program around and get it going, all that stuff. You know, it was so hard. And I remember one night I was coming out of, Mac Brown was our football coach. I was coming out of the weight room over there. It was raining, cold. It was in January. We were losing everything. I came out the door and going to my car. Well, John came out of another door. He'd been over with football. And he came, we didn't know we was going to run into each other. And he knew that, you know, we were losing and all that stuff. And I came out one door and he came out the other. We were walking to the parking lot. And he walked up to me. He put his arm around me and he said, you are my coach and I believe in you. And then he turned and got in his car. You know what? I wanted to win so bad for him because he believed in me. I said, what a great leader, you know. And that's why he is who he is. That's John Swafford. All right, hold the rope. And again, I got the rope. This is when I told my team that I had leukemia. Here's the rope right there. Got the rope. And but you can see right there. But that's whenever we do this thing called hold the rope, where we hold the rope for each other. That's a whole nother story right there. All right, now, here's this before my hair is starting to fall out. People couldn't come see me because I had no immune system. My former players gave me a lion for courage. Okay? But that was my hair starting to fall out. All right, now here's whenever, again, like I said, I couldn't control that I was going to lose my hair, but I could control how I was going to handle it. You know, so guys, they shaved one side and then flipped it over. I looked like a punk rocker. And then they shaved the other side. I had a mohawk down the middle. There's a mohawk. All right, and then there's the end product. Okay, you see my T-shirt? I told you I never put on pajamas or anything. There they painted Go Heels on the back of my head. There's Dr. Voorhees, Pete Voorhees. He's now head of the let's see, what is it, multiple myeloma division at the Levine Center in Charlotte. Okay. But he's great, Dr. Voorhees. There's Claudia. You can't see how good looking he is because he got on the mask. See, that's what I had to do every day. I had to look like that because I had to know me and go out to walk the halls. I had to look like that. All right, there we are. There's Claudia. He is good looking. All right. So, but anyway, so there we are. In my room doing my exercises. There I am doing my bangs. You can look out the window there and see. All right. Now let me tell y'all something else you don't know. Y'all getting all kinds of stuff today. All right. Over the hospital, you know how we got all the hospitals there together, 5 of them together, and that will serve. They're in a C for Carolina. Yeah, y'all didn't know that. See, y'all or something. That's at my house. Even in between my treatments, you know, I could go home in between my treatments some, you know, but we walked. That was in January. All right. The infusion lab. This was on my birthday. I have on the wig right there. Have on the wig. But that's the infusion lab. Those people were great. That's where I told you I sit over there with those people. All right. Now, also at the Cancer Center, they in the pediatric division, Dr. Stuart Gold is head of that. But this was before I got sick. Actually, I sponsored the classroom at the they have a school over there. 2 full-time teachers for the kids, and I sponsored the school. All right. And I went back my first visit back over there to the Cancer Center after I was, you know, finished treatments and all. I went back over, and you see here. 17 times the lap. You can see here. There you go. I walked that many, many times. You see I'm giving it a bad look. Okay? There. I took my team over. I went over, and we actually did a thing for the pediatric division. I took my team back over. That's the first time. And guys, I'm going to tell you, I got in there, and I was showing the girls things and all that stuff. Anyway, I mean, you know, I'm a really common sense, down to earth people. You know, sometimes I think people just got to deal with things, you know, don't need to take all this medicine and all this stuff, you know. So, but anyway, I got in there and I was like having a panic attack. you know, because that was the first time I'd been back over there since I'd been let go, and I'm like, I won't be here. I won't be here. I mean, I actually had to leave, you know, and that's not like me at all. All right, my blueberry patch in the mountains. Let me tell you this. Oh, I know I'm over, but we're rolling here. All right, now, okay, blueberry patch in the mountains. All right, I have up around Black Mountain, I have over 300 blueberry bushes. I did this before I got leukemia, but now it means even more. And there's my golden retriever, Maddie. But you can see it says Lineberry Cancer Center Blueberry Patch. It's an honor system. People come and pick blueberries, and then they make donations to the Lineberry Cancer Center. This is how we pay for the 2 workout rooms. All right, over there. So, and blueberries are the most healthy food that you can eat. In fact, here last year, one of the ladies told that you had here, Paula, told me that they're using blueberries as a form of treatment. All right, but that's the most healthy food that you can eat. All right, this morning I had blueberry yogurt, and I had, oh, what do you think this is right here? Okay, what does that say? That's a blueberry. All right, little treat, little blueberry tooth. Mid-morning, I'll eat that. And then while I go out there, I got my coffee, and I had a blueberry muffin. Okay, so blueberries, blueberries, blueberries. Most of y'all, you're here for, you know, your heart situation. It's all related, though, guys. It's about your health. Come on in, ladies. Come on in. Just like church, you have to sit down front and come in late. Come on in. Come on in. All right, here. You want to sit here? I'll clear you out of place. Right there. Okay? All right, good. Come on in. Go ahead. All right, good. Now. All right. But let me finish up with this. Let me finish up with this. All right. That's good. Tickles me out. I go to church sometimes and people get up and walk out, especially the women. As they get up and walk out, they'll do like this, like they're hiding behind their fingers. I mean, really, you know? So, but anyway, but I have a couple of things here I want to finish up with. And I have a story about opportunities, but because of time, I'm not going to tell that story, but it's really a good story. It's a true story. It's a true story. Paula, give me 5 minutes, I'll tell it. But I can't. When Paula stands up, I know it's time to sit down. But anyway, you know, we can't always control what happens to us, but we can control how we handle it, you know. And so I got this, and I love this, and you may not be able to see it where you are, but it says, bloom where you're planted, okay? Bloom where you're planted, and that's very true. We can't always control where we're planted, but you can bloom there, all right? You know, and I think, to me, that's what Paula does in her job. You know, where she's planted, she blooms. You know, she just doesn't do what's required. She does extra stuff. All right. That's why she's doing this today. She doesn't have to do this conference, but she's doing this because of you. All right, and because of me. All right. And then here's this right here. This is one of my favorites. You're gonna like this. It says, "Be the kind of woman when her feet hit the ground in the morning, the devil says, 'Oh crap, she's up.'" Okay, now again, I told you my experience. All you have an experience yourself, okay? You do, and you're here. I'm so glad. You're going to get so much good information. I'm going to come back by this afternoon because I want to get all the handouts. I want to get all the information. You know, the exercise, the nutrition, you know, knowledge is power. You know, that is so big. It's so big. All right? And I can't emphasize, because y'all, I feel so good now. I mean, I went through it. I mean, I really did. And then beyond that, you know, we've gone through this NCAA mess. You know, I had to do all that stuff. You know, somebody said to me when I was coming off all this, and the NCAA said, "Well, Coach, you know, you've gone through so much. Why don't you just retire and, you know, go enjoy life?" I said, "No." I said, if I leave, if I retire, if I leave now, I said, they win. I said, no. You know, I'm going to, you know, I mean, because my job is my platform. You know, I can get out there, I can say things, I can do things, you know, because because I've lived it. You know, people all the time say, you need to listen to this, read this book, blah, blah, blah. I said, have you lived it? If you lived it, I'll listen to you. Because I've lived it. Trust me, I've lived it. All right? But now also, you're here today, this is great, but when you leave today, you know, then what? Then what? Because every day when I open my eyes, you know, I'm thinking, where are my opportunities today? You are an opportunity, all right? Okay? But where are my opportunities? And I want to finish with this story. because I want you to leave here with the mentality. That is so big. If you have the right mentality, you're motivated, you'll exercise, you'll eat right, you'll do all these things, you know, and you'll treat people the way you want to be treated, and then they'll want to help you when you have a problem, issue, or situation, you know. I try to treat people the way I want to be treated. I look at my players and I'm thinking, how would I want to be coached, you know? How would I want to be coached? But this is a true story. A few years ago, we were at the end of the season, and about like now, and we had lost some games at the end and everything, you know, and you know, it was going, you know, things weren't going great. They were going okay, and everything. So, but we were on Friday night, which was like last night. We were playing. It was the end. Like it was a week. This next week, it was probably 6 years ago, I guess. Anyway, so we were playing University of Maryland on Friday night, okay, on national television, second game, late game, 9 o'clock game, and everything. And then we had Duke on Sunday afternoon. Woo, yeah, that was rough. All three of us were ranked like top 5, 6 in the country. You know, you think, Coach, why'd you make that schedule? I didn't make it. ACC does, just like our men had to play. NC State had to play Duke on Thursday night and Duke and State on Saturday. Yeah, I mean, ACC does that kind of stuff to you, you know. So you think with the commissioner being a former AD here, that wouldn't happen. But anyway, they take that out. All right. but anyway, so you know. But that was the weekend of my birthday. My birthday's the 28th. Okay, February 28th, and Dean Smith's got the same birthday. So, so anyway, my neighbor's here. Some of y'all know about some. I live not far away, about 2 miles away. And so my neighbors wanted to have a birthday party for me. And I'm thinking, last thing I want at that time of year is a birthday party, you know. And especially on a weekend like that, you know, I'm so into the game and basketball and all that stuff. But, you know, I got great neighbors and all that stuff, you know. And so, anyway, we're playing Maryland on Friday night. We get beat. Bad. I'm so upset. I am not a good loser. Anyway, so I'm so upset. We fly back in, we get in, you know, the game was at 9, 11, we leave out up there probably 1:30, you know. Anyway, the time we land, get back to campus, probably sun about to come in. It was about 5 o'clock in the morning. You know, well, I didn't go home. You know, we do film work and all. We got practice at 10 o'clock. Like, you know, now here in a few minutes, got practice, you know. And so, because we played Duke the next day. So, you know, we have practice and all. I'm on the court, you know, and all my phone vibrates. I pull it out and look at it, and I think, oh God, I forgot about the birthday party. You know, the birthday party was at 1 o'clock. Here was already about 1 o'clock. You know, and so anyway, I finish practice. I run home and I change clothes. I go to my neighbor's house. You know, and I go in. There's probably 40, 50 people, and I go around talking and shaking hands and everything. So then I go in the kitchen. I sit down, round kitchen table, and I sit down with 2 of my elderly neighbors, Eddie and Patsy. And so people coming up and saying things to me and giving me cards and saying happy birthday and all that stuff and talking about basketball. Well, and we were talking about the blueberry patch in the mountains. You know, somebody said something, so we were mentioning that. And all. So Eddie looked at me, he said, well, Coach, he said, I don't have a birthday present for you. He said, but my birthday present is some advice. I think, here's somebody else trying to tell me how to coach my team. You know? So, but anyway, I said, yes, sir, yes, sir. So I sat there. He said, you talking about the blueberry patch, about the mountains, North Carolina, Black Mountain, all that stuff. He said, reminds me of when my bride, he reached over and rubbed Patsy's arm of some 60 years. They'd been married, they were both in their late 80s. 60 years, he rubbed their arm. He said, reminds me of when we got married. He said, went to the mountains on our honeymoon at the Asheville area. He said, and we were coming back. And we came through Black Mountain. He said, my new bride wanted some ice cream. He said, we stopped in Black Mountain at an ice cream store to get her some ice cream. And I said, Eddie, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's an iVision place now. And he said, well, he said, I pulled in there to get my new bride some ice cream. He said, so I got out and I went in. And he said, I got 2 cones of ice cream. And he said, I was getting ready to go out the door. And he said, about that time, the door come flying open. He said, I jumped back. He said, these 3 little boys come in the door. He said, they were about 7, 8 years old, and it was summertime. They were hot and sweaty and all that stuff. He said, you know, they I jumped back and, you know, held on to my ice cream. And he said, and I witnessed this as I was standing back out of the way. And he said, those little boys came in. And he said, you know, as all 3 of them approached, he said, I watched this because one little boy didn't have enough money to get ice cream. And he said, I saw tears roll down his face, and the little boy dropped his head. And then he said, but I was headed out the door, I had ice cream in both hands, and he said, I got in the car, and I handed my new bride her ice cream, and he said, I told her what I had just witnessed in that ice cream store. And he said, you know what, I should have bought that little boy some ice cream. He told me, he said, Patsy, I'll be right back. So he got out of the car, he walked in the ice cream store, and the boys weren't in there. He asked the lady behind the counter, he said, those little boys were just in here? She said, yes. Said, one of them didn't have enough money? She said, yes. Said, did he get ice cream? She said, no. And he said, well, do you know who he was? And the lady said, no, don't know who he was. And so he said, well, do you know where they went? No, they went somewhere up and down the street. So Eddie told me, he said, Coach, I went up and down Cherry Street. He said, I went in every shopping store trying to find that little boy because I wanted to buy him some ice cream. You know, and then Eddie looked at me and he had tears in his eyes and he just stopped and sort of dropped his head. And I'm sitting there, you know, and so then just a little while later, his wife of some 60 years, Patsy, she reached over and she rubbed his arm and she looked at me and she had tears in her eyes. And she said, and Coach, he's still looking for that little boy today. Okay? Now, and then Eddie looked at me and he said, Coach, my birthday present to you is advice. And he said, that is, take advantage of the opportunities that God puts in front of you every day. Because once they're gone, they're gone. All right? And I told him, I said, Eddie, that's the best birthday present anybody has ever given me. And it is. That's the best birthday present I ever got. So I want to leave you with that. Take advantage of the opportunities that you have. And that's why I'm here this morning. I got practice in 17 minutes. All right? But you are an opportunity. All right? And I appreciate that. And I appreciate the connection there through this lady right here. Okay? All right? I left some things here for you. Some of you got shirts. You know, if I could ever help you, you a member of your family get cancer, get to Lineberger. All right? They're the best. They do a tremendous job. And I'm so glad you're here. You know, you guys are going to get a lot of great information. So take it, apply it, use it. And I just, you know, again, hope all of you, you know, just have a great day. And this is going to be wonderful. But thank you for the opportunity.
There's a myth going round town that when you get older you just sit down and start rocking, just rocking. In a way that's true if you know what I mean. Just take a look at the senior scene. Well, it's rocking, yeah, it's rocking. We're pulling our weight, learning the code, clicking our heels, sharing.